Okay. Hello guys, it's Avalanche here, reporting from i44 in Telford. I'm here with the team captain Dan Mullen and Richard Gibbs, also known as Ritch and Re1ease. First of all guys, we've gone through the group stage now, you've got a bit of a break, a couple of hours break. You're looking forward to the elimination stages?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the elimination stages because we can probably play a bit more serious. In the group stage you slack off a little bit and you don't really worry about the games.
There's a few of the games that you've played already, they've been a bit easy, haven't they?
Yeah, and then you get the one hardish game which we drew, but shit happens. So.
Do you think, on the subject of that game, if perhaps the order had been reversed and you've been playing Re1ease first, would it have been a different result, do you think?
I don't know. What do you think? I don't think it matters.
If we'd have played Re1ease first and then the 3 easier games afterwards?
No, it wouldn't have mattered. We're always going to draw or lose against them, to be honest. So.
Okay. Right. Nextly, there's been some invited teams as well as a couple of sides that have won the qualifiers, and there was a bit of a shuffle with the sides who won the qualifiers. Do you agree now there's going to be a reseeding of the 16 qualified teams?
Not bothered, to be honest. Like, if you were to look at the calibre of the teams, if you were to actually look at the players within the roster, I know it's getting quite an odd saying, really, names on the paper, but still, we should definitely be seeded higher than fifth.
Yeah, I think the invited team thing is a fucking joke. It's never happened before. Why now? Just because CSGO is having an exhibition match shouldn't mean anything. But we should be seeded third realistically because that dice is rolling team is just a shitty mix. They can beat us, but the point is we're a proper team. We've come to the event. We've prepared as much as we can.
4 players that won second to last I series as well.
And we get seeded below them, which is a bit of a joke. So hopefully we'll be above them in the reseed.
Okay, brilliant. It also brings me on to the next question. You mentioned about CSGO. We've got a brand new stage here. I'm not sure if you've been involved with much in the StarCraft 2 scene. The IPL, a big international tournament here. There's a qualifier for a qualifier, which we mentioned. But are you happy now there's all these new big stages being built? It almost brings us back to the days when we had the Samsung stages. Would you not agree?
Yeah, but stuff like that doesn't really bother me. I'd rather just sit in a room like the old i-series. Like this i-series, to me, I hate it. I just want to go back to the other one. I just think it's shit.
Do you think Newbury then is essentially the home of the i-series?
Yeah, because obviously this could be seen as, arrogant or big-headed, but as an ex-professional player, I would rather sit in a room where there's not a lot of noise and shouting.
Yeah.
Obviously there's the LAN environment thing, but it's not that the noise puts me off. I just would rather sit out the way of all the shit because it really pisses me off.
Okay, and Dan, your thoughts on that?
Again, I'm not too bothered. The stage at the moment is, it's quite good, but it's just...
Okay,
I'll just say anyway.
Sort of to touch on that then again and bring me on to a side question from that, is that whilst these stage matters might not essentially, might not directly impact, your view of the tournament, they will essentially not only up the glamour, the glamour factor, but introduce more sponsors, introduce more companies, more conglomerates, which will eventually increase the prize fund. So perhaps would you not argue that it's a good point to bring in more sponsors via a better stage environment?
Yeah. Much more observation of the game. They've got a massive screen in the middle of it.
Yeah. They've also brought in these new monitors now as well, which I don't know if you've seen yet, which means that they'll be able to view each player.
Yeah, I think that's a good step. That's how all the big tournaments do.
Yeah.
But the one thing that you can prove now from statistics that this LAN has been a complete flop because there's hardly anyone here. Winter or not, this is the lowest and the prize money is the lowest, and I'm quite depressed.
All right then. Okay, well before I get on to rounding off this, I just want to quickly talk about, we've got to try and avoid this question as much as possible, but tell me what has happened with the tournament so far.
Cheers guys.
Thanks.
Oh, so sorry, mate.
Don't worry about it, mate.
Don't worry about it, mate.
Okay, well, we're definitely here amongst the pigeons, the cat amongst the pigeons. Alright, okay. Sorry guys, so quickly to round off now, I know people have tried not to talk about it too much, but there's been a lot of articles saying, you've not prepared as much. I know a lot of sides have prepared quite a lot. Would you argue though that this has been, would you say the game against Re1ease was the kick that you needed to spring into action, or is it something that's going to prove the haters to hate?
Well, just touching on the practice first, we had a lot of issues which I spoke with our manager. I'm always honest with Riyad because he's a good guy. We played once a week. We tried to get 2, but we had internet problems. Dan, with all the bindies and that, he's just really busy at uni. We just have a bit of a struggle, practicing. But the Re1ease game, we haven't even thought about it really.
Would you think that's a good? In essence, that's quite.
Well, yeah,
it
is a good thing. It's not knocked our confidence because we know if it was against a better team, even though we may have lost, it would have been different. That result is just nullified.
So in essence, then, teams who are going to look at you and say, "Oh, Nuke, that's our one, our one silver lining," you're just thinking, "Nuke, bring it on."
Well, yeah, I'm quite happy to play Nuke. I would rather play Nuke against Very Games than I would against Re1ease. I know what to expect when you play people that bad. You don't really You don't know. It's random.
It just happens. So literally, yeah, as Rich said, it's unexplainable. Against teams like that, honestly, if we played Lincoln and that, we'd lose. We'd lose against Link.
We'd lose to any UK team on that.
Like, we'd lose against Link, we'd lose against very games, but for some reason I just like playing Seacrest and map. Not that they're just any worse, but their play style against our play style, it just fits perfectly.
Okay, just to quickly round off then, you have commented, you know, both of you quite openly that this has been one of the weakest tournaments we've had so far, one of the smallest turnouts that we've ever had. But yet there is quite a number of European teams here. There's, you know, there's Finland represented by a Nexus. You know, we've got Alternate who've just made the trip over. So do you think that even though it's a small tournament, there are still quite good teams, aren't there?
Yeah, there's plenty of good teams, but you've got to remember to get the Seacrest team here, whether they would have come or not, they got a direct invite and stuff like that. And you can say there's a lot of European teams, but nothing really changes.
We were quickly joined here by the third member of the team, Paz from Sweden. Hello, Eric. You've just joined us at the most inopportune moment. We're about to round off. You know, just to finish then, guys, if you had to sum up this tournament in 3 words and you said, okay, for us, this tournament means, what would you say, Rich?
I need a poo. This tournament's important for us because, you know, I've told Ryan, it depends probably the future of the team. But at the same time, like, we're all positive, and I think
what we're treating it is, if we lose, we lose. If we win, it'll be good. But like, yeah, like, when we drew against VYE, no one was pissed off or anything like that. We just lost.
You can see from the video, we just, you know, we accepted it, we chilled out. Before we finish, I don't know, I just want to say thanks to Riot for sending us here, and all the staff that have been working hard, especially Luke. He's been working really hard, he's helped us out as much as he can.
Well, just brilliant, that's good. I did say 3 words there, so let's see if we can get a better response here from Haz. 3 words to sum up the tournament so far and how you think it's going to happen.
Need her poo.
Oh dear. Right, well I'm going to sign off there, guys. Thanks for listening to Thanks for listening to this interview. There'll be more audio interviews to come after the first set of elimination matches, which is scheduled to start in about an hour's time. Keep staying in tune on the Twitter site, e_Sahara, as well as the image site as well. But for now, we're signing off.